What I'd like everyone to do is while we come into our position of laying flat down on the floor, taking Shavasana, we're going to go ahead and really focus on how we're feeling. So as we lay down, noticing the hips, the shoulders melting into the mat, we can even wiggle side to side or rock a little bit back and forth if we're not sure whether or not we're really straight. Noticing if we're feeling twisted or in an S curve at all. And then just let our hands fall down by our sides. Let our feet open wide, noticing how relaxed we're giving ourselves permission to feel. And if we're still not feeling comfortable, go ahead and maybe put our hands, placing them on the belly, allowing our breath, moving the stomach up and down to really draw our focus. We can also place one hand up on our heart, noticing the thump feeling through the chest, also helping us to connect with our breathing and with our bodies today during our class. Recognize whichever position we've decided to take. I want us to feel comfortable. In yoga, we let go of all expectation, of any judgment or competition with ourselves or with anyone else. Simply listening to the body, taking care of mind, body, and spirit, and using our breath to really connect us with our poses, our stretches, our exercise, and to connect us with our mental and emotional thoughts as well. Bringing focus to our breathing, I want us to take that big inhale, let our bellies rise, our rib cage, our chest, our neck. Exhale, our neck, our chest, our ribs, our stomach. Noticing every time, each breath we take in, filling the rib cage, and then each breath that comes out, a sense of relief, a sense of relaxation, of calmness, feeling the tension leave our body, melting into the floor beneath us. Now, while we're here, let's go ahead and take those arms, reach them long above our head, along the floor. When we do this, we're opening up that rib cage even more, perhaps even feeling the lower backs peel off the mat. Taking deeper, fuller breaths. Go ahead, release those arms, gathering the knees into the chest. I love knees to chest position first in our class, giving us a chance to really notice what's going on with our knees, our hips, our back, and go ahead and rock side to side. Nice little lower back massage, noticing anything happening through the hips or the back. And then as we continue to hold the knees, hugging them, let's still our movement and start rolling our ankles, releasing the tension, wiggling through those toes, telling the feet that we want blood to circulate in through the toes, the arches, the heels, and to remind the brain to send the blood all the way down to our toes during our whole yoga class today. From here, go ahead and take that left leg, bring it all the way down to the floor, hugging our right knee in nice and tight to the chest. Now from here, if it's more comfortable, we can hold behind the thigh, and then we can open the knee out towards our shoulder, our right shoulder. So we're moving the leg just open a little bit. As we do this, pressing that left leg firmly into the floor. So we're creating a little bit of active stretching tension here across the pelvis, the hips. Now, I'd like us to drive that knee over towards the other shoulder. It doesn't have to go very far, just a little movement. See if we're able to keep our shoulders and our hips pressing into the floor. Notice if we're feeling any different stretch. We can think of these feelings as sensations. And where do we feel those sensations? Drawing that knee back in towards the middle and lower the leg down to the floor. Drawing the left knee or the other leg up into the chest, give it a squeeze. Again, we can hold behind the thigh or on the knee as we open that left knee out towards the left shoulder. Still maintaining a neutral body position. That means we're laying flat on the ground, keeping hips and shoulders equally pressing into the floor. Strong with that right leg pressing into the mat. Notice the stretch wherever we might be feeling it today. And then driving that knee across the body, even if it's just a little bit, noticing any stretch happening along the outside of that left leg up and through the hip maybe. And again, thinking of this as sensation and where do we feel the sensation? Releasing that leg through the middle down to the floor. Go ahead and take our feet flat onto the mat so that the feet, you can almost touch the heels with your fingertips. You don't need to, but you're almost there. And then roll those shoulders into the mat. Squeeze the stomach muscles. Go ahead, lift the hips up into a bridge. Now, this is our first bridge, so I want us to notice as we roll ourselves back down, where do the feet need to be this morning? Maybe we need to walk them out a little bit farther away. Maybe they're too wide and we need to bring them a little bit more narrow. Go ahead and inhale, lift those hips up again. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, lift up, activate those glutes, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. This is a great way to start activating those core muscles through the abdominals and lower. Inhale, lift up, and finding some sense of body alignment and control. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. And last time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Very nice. From here, rolling over onto our sides, pushing ourselves up and over into our table position. So finding tabletop, we're on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Really paying mind to our core, draw those belly buttons in, making sure the shoulder blades are nice and flat. Spinal balance, let's reach the right arm straight in front of us, thumb to the ceiling. Bring our left leg back behind us, creating one straight line, and then lower down. Inhale, reach the left arm forward as if we're shaking someone's hand. Press that right leg back, right out through the heel, lots of energy, and then lower down. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, down. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, one more each side, good control. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower, last time. Inhale, left. Exhale, down. From here, cows and cats. We inhale, open, look forward through the eyes. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, bringing the belly button up nice and high. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, open through the chest. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, keep the abdominal muscles nice and tight. Exhale, arching through the spine, look up towards the belly. We'll do this one more time each. Inhale, open the chest, long through the neck, shoulders drawn away from the ears. Exhale, round the back, coming up nice and high. Good. From here, taking tabletop again. Let's find our thread the needle, reaching our right arm nice and high up to the sky, and then all the way underneath the left shoulder. As we lay into our right ear, we can bring that left arm, reach it up overhead on the floor. And if anyone needs more today, we can always reach that left arm up to the ceiling or even tuck it behind our back. Noticing what the body needs and just playing with that today. Now coming back up through tabletop, strong through the core. Let's inhale, reach the left arm nice and high. Exhale, thread underneath that right side, reaching that right arm forward. And as we lay into the left ear, really thinking about continuing to push our hips up, stretching through those shoulders. And again, you can play with the placement of that right arm, wherever it feels best today. Never feel like we have to work at a harder level than that feels good. Maybe today is all about stretching and breathing and relaxing. Coming up to table. Good, and then push back into child's pose. Hips come to the heels, or as close to the heels as we can get them today without hurting our knees. Push those hands away and relax the foreheads. Relaxing the heads, perhaps having the head rest on the floor. The knees can be close together or a little bit wider if that's more comfortable. We'll stretch open our shoulders. I want us to all walk towards the right side. Reaching that left arm long on the floor, pull away from the fingers, reaching past that left shoulder into the hip. What a lovely stretch this is. Nice, slow breathing. Easy inhale and exhale through the nose. And then walk the hands over all the way to the other side. Pulling away from that right pinky finger. Stretching all along that right side of the body, the shoulder, the rib cage. Slow, deep breaths. We use our two-part breath for easy, relaxed breathing, noticing the inhale and the exhale through the nose. And then coming back through the middle, let's prepare for our modified flow series, activating our triceps. Go ahead, inhale forward into our kneeling plank. Flat backs, shoulders just above fingers. Exhale, hover until we can hold it. And then inhale, press straight up using those strong arms. Exhale, push back into child's pose. So there's no peeling this morning. We're going to really control. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, hover down, elbows tight to the body. Inhale, press straight up. Exhale, push back. Inhale, forward. Notice our belly buttons drawing in. Exhale, lowering down. Hold above the mat. Inhale, press straight up with flat backs. Exhale, push back into child's pose. We'll do one more time. Inhaling, come forward. Exhale, hover. Inhale, press straight up. Exhale, push back into child's pose, holding it here. Good. From here, I'd like us to curl the toes underneath and lift the hips up high, pedaling the feet right to left, toe to heel, as we walk the dog. So we're holding down dog, which means we're making that triangle with the body. Hands and feet are the points on the ground. Our tailbone right at the top. With our triangle, we're holding flat backs and straight legs with as much knee bend as we need. Just noticing if we were to connect the dots from hands to feet to tailbone to feet, we are in fact making a really beautiful triangle today. All right, now as we've worked through our feet here, reminding the brain we need to send lots and lots of good healthy blood there. Let's now find our down dog position where we want, again, that tailbone nice and high, creating a flat back, drawing those bellies in, reaching the hands far away, noticing fingers are spread, really pull the shoulders down the mat. And then as we look back at our feet, pressing those heels down as close towards the floor as we can get them. Now we'll come into our next flow series. Forward into plank. We can keep our backs straight, or we can bring the knees down, dropping the hips just a little bit. Slow lower, chaturanga, controlled lower to the mat. Scoop up for cobra, either baby or full. And then press back through down dog. Let's do that a little bit quicker. 3 more times. Inhale, forward to plank, with or without the knees down. Exhale, slow chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up for cobra. Long, long necks. Exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Move the body in one line. Inhale, lift up, right out from the hips. Exhale, press back to down dog. Last time, inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, press back. Now from down dog, I want us to look up between our hands, take just our right foot, kick it all the way forward. So moving your leg however you need to get it there to find knee right on top of ankle, really drawing that straight line. Now keeping that back leg up, unless our balance is wonky, then we can bring the knee to the floor. I want us to lift up into our crescent lunge. So you'll notice that I'm trying to create a really straight line with my legs, keeping that knee right on top of my ankle. Lift those arms straight up to the ceiling. Very good. So with crescent lunge, again, if our balance is wonky today, we can just bring our knees down, and that's going to really help us find our balance. Otherwise, coming up nice and high here. Very good. Go ahead and bring our hands down. Bring that foot back, and we'll hold plank. Good. Holding plank nice and strong. I want us to try to hold it a little bit longer, few breaths. Remember, if there's ever a pose that we're doing that we would feel better relaxing instead of working, just finding child's pose or down dog instead. Now from here, go ahead and slow lower, chaturanga. Ready? Slow, slow, slow. Good work. Lifting up for cobra. All right, press back into down dog. Now in down dog, feel free to pedal the feet or just hold in down dog nice and still. Now repeating our crescent lunge on the other leg, go ahead, look up between the hands. Find that left foot all the way up. Knee above ankle. And then when we're ready for balance, we lift our bodies upright. Notice the arms coming up really nice and tall. And that back leg is straight. If you need more, you can always rock a little bit farther forward, really squeezing that leg muscle in the back. Zipper up through the torso, but if our balance is wonky, just bring the knee down. We can always take runner's lunge instead. All right, holding here. Slow, deep breaths. And then release those arms down. Send the leg back. We're going to hold plank again. So for those of us who are working, we're holding plank. If anyone would rather rest or take a break, we come into child's pose or down dog. Strong, flat backs. Good, take one more big inhale. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Scoop up for cobra. Good job, everyone. Press back into down dog. Now from here, I'd like everyone to take tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to get ready to come into dolphin. Now, for dolphin, you guys stay on tabletop. We interlace our fingers and squeeze those elbows, flexing the muscles so that they line up with our shoulders. Then we'll take our hands and replace them with our elbows. Interlace those fingers as if you're holding on to an orange. Squeeze that orange through your hands. Roll those elbows in so that the elbows are a little bit smaller than our shoulders. And then lift our heads so that we're looking back between our feet as we rise the tailbone high and try to relax those heels towards the floor. So as we hold this, it's very much like down dog, creating that triangle. This time, instead of our hands being the point of contact, we want it to focus on our elbows. Trying to stack those shoulders above the elbows, keeping our necks long and loose as we look back at our feet. So our head's not rested on the floor or the hands. The neck is long. We're working our shoulders. We're really flattening out our backs, drawing those belly buttons in. Again, we take a rest whenever we need it. But if you're ready for it, we're going to turn this into a dolphin flow. So you might need to just play with your feet a little bit here, but we come forward into a plank, and then we push back up into that dolphin position. You feel free to bend your knees. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, push up into dolphin. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Lots of good work through the arms. Inhale, forward last time. Exhale, push back. And then here comes sweet relief. Bring the knees down. Release those hands. Release that orange. Press back into child's pose. So in child's pose, I want everyone just to take a few deep breaths, relaxing the heads, relaxing those arms. Very nice job, everyone. All right. From here, go ahead and take those toes, curl them under, coming up to down dog once more. And then walk the feet all the way up between the hands, coming halfway up to monkey. So as we find ourselves on our feet, knees are slightly bent, backs are flat, shoulder blades drawing in. Very nice. And then transfer the weight into the heels as we find chair pose. Flat backs, sit down through the heels, wiggle those toes. Again, strong through the core. And as we sit in chair, we want to warm up those leg muscles. Okay, just a couple more big breaths here. And then big inhale, lift up. And relax. Good job, everybody. Now I want us to just establish mountain pose. Feet hips width distance apart, making sure we feel inside and outside of the feet, toes and heels. Draw up through the inner thighs. Roll those shoulders down, opening the palms. Strong through the fingers, so lots of energy. Wearing our crown of head, lots of energy coming up tall too. Imagine that we've zipped everything up. Now, taking a chair flow, I want us to inhale, lift the hands up above our head, and then exhale, sweep them into chair, sitting down through the heels. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift, staying in the heels. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit. 2 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit. Very nice. Now lift our arms all the way up and release. Excellent job, everybody. Coming to the very top of our mat, take our left foot behind us, stepping our right foot forward into warrior one. Warrior one, hips and shoulders face over that front leg, trying to get a 90-degree angle. Wiggle those toes, and then lift the arms up nice and tall. Very good. Strong through the arms now. Pressing that heel down into the ground. I want everyone to try to close your eyes. Find our balance. Strong through the core. Good. Close our eyes. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Slowly, we're going to open into warrior two. So we turn to the side of our mat. Bend into that right knee. Really thinking about keeping that knee back. Notice that I've got a nice 90-degree angle here. Hips and shoulders stacked against the imaginary wall that's behind me. Arms are strong. So if we're never sure if our arms are strong enough, go ahead and hold them as if you're holding the world above your shoulders. Really strong, flex your biceps, and then simply turn your hands down. Good, keeping that knee pressing back the whole time. Really, really strong through the shoulders. Keep that zipper. And if we don't feel comfortable looking forward, we can always look over our right hand. Good, making a nice long warrior two. Then we're going to continue opening up through those side bodies, the shoulders a bit more, finding reverse warrior. Take our right hand, lift it up, and then that back left arm, that can stay down on the leg or come into our back pocket. What we're doing while we're holding reverse warrior, continuing to bend that front right knee. Good, keep the zipper, find our balance, lift tall through that hand. Good job, guys. And then coming back into warrior two, I want us to straighten the leg, reaching into triangle. Reach farther and farther and farther with our right hand. Take that right hand down to the right leg, lift the left arm higher. So in triangle, we're making another 3-point pose. Top left hand, bottom 2 feet, connect the dots, drawing that imaginary line. What I'd like is to really keep stretching through that right thigh. Keep this stomach strong. Keep those shoulders open. See the straight line from fingertips through shoulders to fingertips. Very nice, everyone. Take a big inhale, lift up. And then slow waterfall all the way down to the floor over that right foot. Step back into plank. We're going to hold another plank for those of us who want to work. If anyone would rather take a break and stretch and breathe, feel free to go back into child's pose. Nice strong pose here. Get ready for that controlled lower. Here we go. Chaturanga, slowly down. Scoop up for cobra. Long necks. Press back into down dog or child's pose. So if anyone would rather take child's pose, feel free to do that now. Couple nice deep breaths. Long necks, flat through the shoulders. And then we'll walk our hands and feet together. Coming up halfway to monkey. Again, a posture check. I love monkey pose because we get a little stretch through the hamstrings. We also get to take the time to flatten out the back, drawing the belly buttons in, squeezing those shoulder blades together, long necks, finding that neutral spine alignment here. Sitting into chair, weight through the heels, arms reach up. I always like to imagine my hands reaching for where the ceiling and the wall meet in the room. Good, everybody. All right, take a big inhale, lift tall. And exhale, release. Good. Now we're going to find mountain again to repeat the warrior series on the other side. So we step to the top of our mat, rolling the shoulders down. We bring our right foot behind us, bending into our left knee for warrior one. So it's just the other side. Lifting those arms tall. I want our shoulders down, rib cage tight together. Press that back heel into the floor. Really pinky toe. Bring that little toe down. That's going to help stretch the calf. And as we bend into the front knee, release the toes, lifting the arms up nice and high, opening the chest, shoulders down. If we're able to, let's close our eyes. Close the eyes, refocus on that 2-part breath, in and out, nice and easy. Preparing for warrior two, opening to the long edge of our mat, finding that side position here. Let's bend into our left knee this time, finding a 90-degree angle or as close to it as our body lets us today. Finding our loose toes, press lots of energy through that back foot, stack the arms up on top of our legs. Imagining we've got a line, drawing it on the floor. We've placed our heels on that line, our hips, our shoulders. The last thing that we have to do is place those arms on top of the line too. Really working on opening up the body. Now from Warrior Two, we're going to get ready to find our reverse warrior. So we open up that top hand, lift it all the way up to the ceiling. Take that back right arm either down to the leg or into our pocket. Feel free to keep it nice and loose wherever it is, so we're not gripping. Very good, everyone. And then we come back through Warrior Two. Let's get ready for triangle. So we straighten out our front leg, reach the arm forward, and then come down. So we're drawing a straight line from our arms. We're keeping those legs as straight as possible as we stretch through that inner thigh. Now, what I want us to focus on is using our core. We're not gripping at all through our arms or our hands. So they're nice and loose here. Very good. One more big inhale. Let's lift up. And now exhale, spiral. Take that waterfall all the way over our legs, through our lunge, step back into our plank. All right, so from our plank here, again, feel free to take a break coming back into child's pose or down dog. Otherwise, I want you to stay here and work with me for just a couple more breaths. Good, take our last big inhale. Now exhale, chaturanga, slow lower. Inhale, scoop up for cobra. And this time I want everybody to press back into child's pose. Take a nice break here. Allow both hips to sink into the heels and drop the forehead. Very nice. All right, so coming up into tabletop. Something to do a little bit for fun today. Challenging to see if we've been able to work our shoulders. Finding ourselves coming into our crow pose. So crow, I want us to take ourselves into tabletop and then walk those feet up so that they're close to our hands. From here, our hands are on the floor, our knees are as bent as they need to be, and we're going to start to raise up onto our tippy toes, tucking our knees in against the back of our arms into our triceps. So with our knees on the outside of our elbows, go ahead and bend those elbows a little bit. And then I want you to really start to lift the tailbone up nice and high. So as we start to just get an idea of our weight today, you can rock it a little bit, really feel where the placement of the legs are on the arms, and then continue to look forward. So don't let our head come back. As we continue to look forward and our tailbone's high, you're going to start to feel your toes come up off the ground. Good. Keep those eyes looking forward. So the worst thing we can do is look back at our feet because then our heavy, heavy head makes us fall down to the floor. Keep those tailbones reaching up nice and high. And we just try to hold it for a little bit longer. Or if we haven't got it then, just keep playing with it. Good. Try it a couple times if you need to. So again, hands are down, tippy toes. Line your legs up on top of those arms, and then magic, we just lift our toes up. Try not to jump the feet. Good. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we've tried that a couple of times. From here, finding tabletop again. And I want us just to simply sweep those legs around. Very good. From here, taking our feet flat on the ground or heels on the floor, toes up. I like to have my heels on the ground with my toes up because then I can keep wiggling them a little bit and I'm not clenching through the feet. So as we take this position, we're gonna get ready for boat. Boat, like in the ocean or the lake, swimming in the water, we're in a boat. Okay, so we take our hands under our legs, sit up really tall, lean back. So if I turn to the side really quick, you can see 45-degree angle, approximately, with my hands here, pulling those belly buttons in. Now, if we want to, we can stay here the whole time. Maybe some of us reach our arms forward from here. If we're thinking this is great, but I want a little bit more, maybe we try lifting our knees up. And if this is good, but you're finding it hard to balance, feel free to hold those legs too. What I want us to really focus on, squeezing those bellies, keeping our backs nice and flat. If anyone's thinking, I just need a little bit more, go ahead and straighten out those legs. And we can even bring our arms up too, making a V. This is our V sit. So it's our boat pose turned into a big V sit. Feel free to hold this for just a few more breaths, whichever level we've taken today. Big breaths in, keeping those bellies nice and flat. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, relax. Go ahead, round over, give ourselves a huge hug. Good work, everybody. All right, sitting back up. I want us to hold underneath our knees and now roll slowly all the way back. Now, we've gotten ourselves flat down on the ground. We're going to get into just a little bit more core. So how we start is by taking our feet flat onto the ground, knees pointing up to the ceiling, hands beside our head. Take an inhale, tuck the chin slightly and lift. Exhale, slow lower, just a nice abdominal crunch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As we're doing this, we're not craning our neck at all. What I mean by that is we're not pulling the forehead up. We're keeping our abs doing all the work, which is lifting the head and shoulders up off of the ground. Just a couple more, really nice and slow. Notice how much control we need when we do it this slow. Good, one more, and I want us to hold it up. So we're holding our crunch position. From here, lift both knees up. Good, now hold this position, taking our right leg, lower it down so it almost touches the floor, and then bring it back up into the middle. Left leg almost touches the floor, and then bring it back up. A really slow, controlled bicycle crunch, no twist. Inhale right, exhale in. Inhale left, exhale in. Inhale right, exhale. Inhale left, exhale. We've got two more each side. Inhale right, exhale. Inhale left, exhale, one more each side. Inhale right, exhale last time. Inhale left, exhale, hug the knees in, relax the head down. Nicely done, everybody. Now I want us to take those knees, bring them to a 90-degree angle, shins parallel with the floor, arms come out to the side. Finding windshield wipers, keeping the shoulders glued to the mat. Take a big inhale at the top. Now exhale, let the knees drop over towards the right. Control, control, control. Inhale, lift up to the middle. Exhale, drop to the left, only as much as we can control. Inhale, lift to the middle. Exhale, drop to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the left. Now, as we keep going with this, if anyone feels like they need a little bit more today, go ahead and straighten out your legs. What we don't want to do, though, is have the legs be so long and feel so heavy that they're forcing the shoulders and the body to come off of the ground. So if our legs are too heavy for us today, that they're falling and we're not able to control them, go ahead and bring those knees back into a knee bend. Never thinking that the knees need to touch the floor, just coming close or as close as we can control them today. I want everyone to do one more to each side. And as soon as we finish that, go ahead and give those knees a nice big hug. Maybe rocking side to side if that feels good. And then we'll take our feet flat onto the ground. So we've been warming ourselves up a little bit here to open up across the chest and shoulders. I want us to come into our wheel. Wheel, we can do lots of different options here. First option is arms down by our side, strong through the core, dig those heels into the ground, lift the hips up. So we can stay in bridge today. For those of us who think we can come up a little bit more, go ahead and come down, bringing the hands by the shoulders, elbows up to the ceiling, and then leading with the belly button, we arch the back. Keep those heels down on the ground. Keep lifting up away from the fingers, holding those knees right above the ankles, or as close to it as we can get it. And then all of us together, we can slowly tuck the chin, head come down, lower the body, and give ourselves a nice big hug. Now we have one more big pose here. Taking those feet back down to the floor, we'll go through very similar progressions for our shoulder stand. So from our shoulder stand, the first step is to come up into bridge. So we lift the hips up nice and high. We can stay here. The next thing to do is thread those fingers, roll up onto the shoulders, puffing open the chest. We could stay here. The next level, take those hands underneath our lower backs, walking onto our tippy toes, elbows squeezed right underneath of us. Kick one knee at a time up into the chest without jumping. Keep those knees in the chest if we want them to be, or we can take the legs straight up to the ceiling. Try to get them as straight as possible. And if we want one more level, we bring those legs all the way back into plow, trying to curl those toes on the floor. Noticing we're not on the neck, we're on the shoulders. And try not to roll out of this. Always in yoga, we work on control. So to get out of this, we need to bring our knees back into our chest, and then slowly, keeping our hands on our back, we allow one foot to come down to the floor at a time. Release the arms, release the feet, release the hips. And now let's all bring our knees into our chest, rocking side to side. Taking happy baby, also known as dead bug, next. Go ahead and take your peace fingers, pointer and middle, around your big toe. And as we hold our big toe, we're going to flex the feet up onto the ceiling, bend the knees, and then just open the hips. Keeping our bums down on the ground, our backs flat. And imagine we've got paint on the bottom of our feet. Whatever color of paint we love, we think would look really funny if we put those footprints on the ceiling. I want us to keep those colorful feet up. And then just notice as we hold those big toes, pressing our thumbs against the nails and our first and second fingers holding onto the back of those big toes, how this feels with our hips relaxing. We can let the knees really fall to the sides here. We can have the knees as bent as we need them. If anyone feels like they really want more, you can always venture into a split, letting the legs straighten out and letting those footprints come to the walls beside us instead of the ceiling. So playing with that too, if we'd rather hold a split or keep the knees bent and footprints on the ceiling in dead bug. Now let's slowly release back into that knees to chest pose. Take both feet down to the floor. Legs are down straight. Arms are coming out to the side. And we find our spinal twist. Inhale, lifting our right knee up. Exhale, lower that leg over to the left, keeping the shoulders on the mat. And then just look over the right shoulder. We'll lift the leg up and lower it down. Lifting our left knee up now and let it fall all the way over to the right, looking over that left arm. In spinal twist, just opening across the chest. Stretching through the back, in through the hip. Very good. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Finding Shavasana, bringing our arms down by our sides, letting our feet fall out nice and wide. As we relax the arms and shoulders, noticing again if we're feeling distracted or if we're just not feeling like we're in the pose, we can bring our hands to our belly or one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, feeling our body and allowing that to help us really stay focused. As we inhale and exhale through the nose, letting the body sink deeper into the floor. Noticing the weight of our shoulders just melting into the ground. Noticing that we've let go of our core. Maybe our backs have even peeled up off the floor as the rib cage is splayed out to the side. Noticing the ribs expanding with each breath we take, filling the chest with air. And every time we breathe out, we feel tension release. Noticing our breathing getting slower and getting deeper. Full, deep breaths. Relaxing the body, calming our mind, allowing our emotions to become more positive, feeling at a very peaceful state. Grateful for the opportunity to practice our yoga, to pay attention to how we're feeling today, checking in with ourselves. Thanking ourselves too for taking the time out of our day to work on our recovery, our flexibility, our strength, our balance, and refocusing our mind, clearing out the clutter, and re-energizing ourselves completely. Taking just a few more deep breaths, noticing those shoulders again, melting into the ground. And starting to wiggle our fingers and our toes, checking in with our body, coming back into our room, back into our yoga class, rolling our wrists and ankles in little circles, finding any other stretches that we need to do while we're down here as we make our way slowly up into our easy seated pose. Whether we're sitting in crisscross applesauce, easy seated, lotus or half lotus with one foot placed, I want us to rest our hands either in the basket or on the knees, sitting up as tall as we're able to with good posture. Take a few more nice deep breaths. And finding our final goodbye together. We'll inhale, lift our arms up above head to prayer. Exhale, come down through heart center. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, everyone.